Hi everyone, I'm Marieanne, the Artsie Crafter. Welcome to my channel. I've been doing a lot of crafty things lately, but I haven't been doing too many arty things. And seeing I call myself the Artsie Crafter, I better do some artsy things. Bad joke, I'm sorry. But anyway, I have been, I thought I would get back to doing some basic painting to make some decorations for my journals, and so I've been playing around with different with floral images mainly, and this is a sample of things that I've been doing. This is a corner pocket, and this one is just a little envelope that I started making, and this is some doodle. This is actually coffee dye. And this one here, I thought this was coffee dye, but it's not. It's actually paint. And here's some more flowers. And I just doodled these flowers. They're not serious flowers. I wouldn't even know what you would call them. So they have no name. They're just made up flowers. So, and these ones have got some metallic paint over the top of them. And then I decided to, if I'm going to paint these flowers, I need to use them somehow. So this one, turned it into a little journal card. So that's one use for it, and put a little label down there and a little butterfly. And then I did some faux stitching around the edge. So that's that one. And this one here is some poppies. I love painting poppies. They're my favorite. I turned this one into an envelope. And this also has a coffee dye background that I painted on with some of the paint. And on the back, I just added some bit of bling on there, and I just put that on the top label, and inside I glued this page onto some cardstock just to firm it up a bit, and put this little trim on there, and excuse me, and I put some glitter on this one. I outlined those flowers in gold after I did the black, and then I dabbed some glitter on the flowers. My voice is definitely going. Anyway, I'll persevere. So that's the same kind of thing, except that's the first one that I did there. So those, I'll be bringing more of these flowers projects to you, because I decided to do like a little mini tutorials on doing some of these decorations. It won't always be flowers and that. There'll be other things, but I need to do some, as I said, I need to do some art work to use in my journals, and I thought I'd bring you along on my journey on how I do some simple decorations. Nothing too difficult. It's something I like to do, things that everybody can do. Today I thought I would do, here we are, I had it marked. This one here is a side pocket, and this one here I actually painted with some coffee dye. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I hope you want to craft along with me as I make this, except I won't be doing those flowers. I've decided I want to do some ginkgo biloba flowers, something like that. And I haven't really done any before, but I absolutely love how they look. Here I've already got a book page ready. What I use is, of course, you need a book page. That goes without saying. And then I just use these cheap paints, and these are just cheap watercolor paints that I got from discount store, and these are just plain paints, and these are the metallics, so they weren't very expensive at all. So those ones, it's no use giving prices, because prices in Australia are totally different and more expensive than prices overseas. I've found out. The other things, of course, are a pencil to draw your flowers, or in this case leaves, and I got some paint brushes, watercolor paint brushes there, and no particular size. And then I've got some pens here. I've got black. The ones I'm going to use are black and gold, and there's a white one there in case you rather do it in white. And of course I've got an eraser just in case. So let's get to it, I think. And so I'm just going to draw. I have a little sample thing here, and basically these flowers, what have I done with them? these flowers, I keep calling them flowers, they're leaves, are fan shape, so you can just go to town, and you don't have to, you can create your own fan shape. So it's virtually a V shape there, and then you make the fancy fan on top there, and then I'll have a little one coming out here. Again, I'll cross over that line, have a V shape, and have a fancy little thing there, and then I will go over here and the V shape like that, and just make sometimes I have a little divot in the middle, so that's virtually that, and I don't like the shape of that one there, so I'll do that again. So I'll have that going there and that going over, and that's a little bit better, I think. And then I will have one coming up here, and I'll have it going out there, and this one fanning up like that, and this will be a lot bigger, and something like that. And then I'm going to have I'm going to have one down here somewhere coming out here, something like there, and have that coming up, and this one will be quite a big one as well. And I mean, you know, might have a little divot in there. As long as they're fan shape, it doesn't matter, you know, exactly how they turn out. And I'll have that going out like that, and then this one coming out like that, and then up and round, and a little divot here, and then there we go. There's basically my flowers, sorry, my leaves. I don't know. And then they, because it's not flowers, it's leaves, I have to keep reminding myself that they do have berries on them, so I'm just going to put in some berries, and I'll get some more pencil on lead in my pencil, so I'll just have one there. And sometimes they're all sorts of configurations, but I'll have there, and then I'll have one out here and one coming off there, and then I'll have one that goes down there, and this one here going up there, and maybe another one down there, something like that. And that's it. So that's what I got so far. So if you don't want a freehand, I might make this more, because they're quite wide V shapes, make it a bit more impressive like that. That's better, I think. And they're, as I said, they're what did I say? I have no idea. I've lost my train of thought now. I interrupted myself. Shouldn't interrupt myself, should I? Just going to reshape this one. There you go. Okay, I remember now. If you don't want to have the confidence to draw this freehand, I'm trying to say, then there's plenty of images on the internet. You can go and have a look at how they're shaped and draw them from there. And I like this one. I like them that have, you know, they kind of come out and they're a bit more fan shaped, I like. So have that going down there and that coming up like that. There, to give that real fan. And this one here doesn't look too much like a fan. If I turn it around, maybe I'll get it like that. There, that's better. Fan shape. I want this one and this side here as well. So you just play around until you get the shape that you want. And there, that's more of a fan shape. I think the rest of them are okay. And then now it's, I'll put this aside. I don't know, I've got that sitting there. get the paints out, and I don't want the pearls, I want this one. And then you've got to decide what colour you're going to paint them. It's always an important question. And I have no idea really what colour I want to paint them, but I had better make up my mind quickly because we haven't got all day, have we? So I might paint them in sort of greeny blues, I think, with yellow. You know, I think I'll just greeny blues, maybe the yellowies up the top and then the greeny blues down below. I quite like that colour scheme. So I'll make them light up the top. So to do that, I'm just, and you can do any colours you want. I'm just trying to work out what I want to do. So I just get some water, and of course, if you got, you could use coloured pencils or you could use inks. But I'm using the watercolours because they're easy to use and very easy to clean up. So there we go, and of course I've drowned everything in water and get everything ready here. And then I'm just going to, I like to start with the, because this, as I said, this paper will absorb the colour, the water, and it may buckle or whatnot, but when it dries, that's when the magic happens, when the paint dries or when the water dries. So I'm going to start with the, as I said, I'm going to do yellowy greens up the top here. So just colour in those, and then I'm using the same water to wash my brush as I am as the clean water. Naughty girl. So now I'm going to down below I'm going to do a mixture of, get some more water on my paints. I'm going to do, I'll start with lighter colours, and I'm just going to mix it up, and it'd be good if some paint did come onto the brush. There we go. And I'm just going to do the lighter colours on top here and get some of this light green going here and build up the colour. So I'm going to let it pool and do its own thing. I need to get some more of this. So, and I get some of this here. So I'm just not really planning these colours out too much, and I want some blue on there, so I'm just playing around with the colours to see what happens. And as you can see, I've got a lot of water on my on these, but that's okay, I don't mind. And this one here, I might dab some yellow here, some bright yellow in here as well, so that can be the transition between these colours and these colours, because what did I say, I was going to do yellow and green, and I might add a touch of orange as well. So it's just having fun virtually. And I don't know what colour orange I want, but I think that one's, don't want that one, I want this one, I think. Yes, that's better, the lighter orange. There's no rules with this, and so there, what will I put? Just a matter of playing with the colours, that's all it is. And then I'm going to let that dry, so I'll get my hair dryer out and I'll dry that layer, and you can see it's just very light, and there's a motley collection of colours there, assemblage of colours, and I will dry this and I'll be back. Okay, that's the first layer done, very simple. And then just going back and adding darker colors or darkening the colors, making them brighter in some places. As you can see there, and keep dabbing your brush in the water and mixing them up. And you don't always have to go in and clean up, so you can tap the color on and just let it do its own thing. And so this one here I might have a little bit darker. I don't like that green. I want something a bit brighter than that. And put some yellow on there. And I want some of this green, I think. Pretty green. Add some yellow to the green. It makes it lighter. I want to give the impression that it's fanning out, so I want those colors to fan out like that. So it fans out the colors, and I like this pooling. I want that pooling in there, and this is the one where it's the transition. So I have that color and the bright green, like that, and then I get some of this color. I had some of this one too, didn't I? So tap it in and sum up that edge. And this one here, get that color in, and some blue. And some of this green. And I might add some yellow just to lighten those colors up. The green. There you go. And then this one, I'll just add so I get that pretty green in there. And dab that on and keep going down to get some of that blue to blend in, and then a little dab of blue, blend it in, and then some darker green. Want a bit more variation there. Blue there too. Okay, so there's what I got so far, and of course it's going to dry it'll look different when it's dry. So again, I'll go and dry that with my hairdryer, and I'll come back and we'll see how it is. I think I like those colors. There's a lot of variation in those leaves. So the berries I'm going to do I was going to do in black, but I might do it in dark green. And if you have a gel pen, I'm going to do the stem in green, and then I'm going to I'll do the stem in the dark green. So I've got a dark green color here, and the way I do when you got a long stem like that, it's very hard to keep your hand steady. So the way I usually work is, because I'm left-handed, Just going to dab some in to the bottom of that leaf, and I do the stems in short strokes, dabbing some of that dark green onto the bottom of that leaf. Yes, I think I like that. And so I just, in short strokes, up, and then I will do these in the dark green. I've got too much water on my brush. I've got some hair on my brush that I don't want. Okay. I'm lucky that's not on my page that I'm using. And the reason I'm doing dark green is because I wanted to contrast against the color of the leaves, and I am doing it the dark green because I'm also going to highlight it, go over it with gold pen, and gold pen and the green will look quite pretty, I hope. Should stop saying quite pretty, it'll look attractive. I'm hoping anyway. We'll soon find out together. Make sure I do these stems. Like that. And sometimes you probably know, but watercolor, when it dries, it turns lighter, fades. So sometimes you might need to do a second coat over it, and dab the base of those leaves in the dark green. And then once this is all dry, then I'm going to be using my black gel pen first, and then after that I'll be using the gold to draw in some details on the leaves and the stems and the berries. So you could use, I don't know if I said it before, I probably did, but I'll say it again, you can use a pen to do this, or a pencil. You don't have to paint it in if it's a bit too tedious or it hurts your hand. So almost there. And of course the hardest part of this project is waiting for the paint to dry. that's the hardest part, really. You know, this is so simple. All you're doing is fan shapes with a fancy edge on the top, and drawing a line and some little dots there for the berries. It's not complicated at all, and hopefully when this is finished and you're going to try this at home, you will find, as I said, I have not done these leaves before, so we're doing it for the first time together, if you're following along. So you can see it's not difficult to do, it's quite pretty, and it's one way of adding some decoration to the pages in your journal. So it's worth making the effort, or taking the effort, because you can't always find the embellishments or images that you want to put in your journal. So this is one way to learn how to do these simple little projects, and it's very rewarding. And years to come, you can go back through your journals and you'll see, oh, there's something I made, or I painted that, or whatever. Gives you great satisfaction. I know it does for me. So anyway, I'll stop babbling on and I'll try this with the hairdryer once again. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to use, I've got 2 pens. This one here is a fine pen, and it's a, what do you call them, gel pen. What do you call it? A Uniball Signo gel pen. And this one here is one of those Uni Posca pens. And I have no idea what size, 0.7. And this one is an 07 too, but it's much finer than this one. So I'm going to use that to, first of all, I'm going to outline the leaves and the berries. So we'll do that first. And you just, I think everyone knows how to outline. These are better than the felt tip pens because the felt tip pens don't like drawing over paint particularly well. They tend to clog up. And I'm going to draw on one side of that, the stem, the leaf stems, because I'm going to do, go over it again. And you don't have to, you can do some squiggly lines like that. And then, so I'll do the outline and then we'll come back and we'll do some more details on these leaves. And so just, don't be too careful about it or too precious about it. Because this is supposed to be simple and easy and not too much involved in making them. It's supposed to have fun. Some days it's hard to know what fun is, but that's why doing these projects is a good reminder that we should take some time out of our day or our week to have time to ourselves to do these things and sit there and put some music on, have a drink, make a cup of glass of wine. I'm not having any wine. I'm off wine at the moment because I'm on a bit of a health kick. How boring is that? But I'm on the low alcoholic wine, if I do have some on the weekends, just to cut down our wine consumption or our alcohol consumption. Not that we're big drinkers or anything like that, but it doesn't hurt to have a bit of a break or a bit of a change. My husband and I used to have cocktail night on Friday nights, but we've cut them out for the moment. Anyway, so that's that. And then, of course, these leaves have veins in them, and so you can do this, you can paint them in, but I'm not going to do all the veins that come out of there. I'm just going to do a few veins. Otherwise, it'll look overdone to me. But, and as you follow, you can see how I'm doing mine. You might not want to put any veins in there at all. And they're your leaves, you can do what you want. As I said, I've never made these before. I've been wanting to make them because they look so gorgeous, and I hope to make a lot more. So I need some more practice. So this is a good start. So that's that one, and then I'm going to go over it again in the gold, just like I did on, and I haven't got it handy. what I did it on. I've forgotten what I did it on anyway. Don't need to go back. We look forward, go forward, and some of these little areas I'll just add touches of gold to where I've done some squiggly lines, just to give some more definition or depth to the leaves, where I've done some wiggly lines here. And then I'll do the outline, and on the gold as well, on the veins as well. I'm just going to draw one liner on the stem. Doing this to make the leaves pop a little bit more off that page. Sometimes you need to do two coats of this gel pen in the gold, because it tends to sink into the colors. So that's it so far. If you can see that, as I said, that the ink tends to fade when it dries. So doing a second coat, I won't do that on camera, I promise, but doing a second coat helps. And then what's the last thing we're going to do? I will do the glitter now. I think if you got some of these are those Nouveau Glimmer, and if you've got some glue and some glitter, you could do it that way as well if you want to do this step. I'm just going to add some this. I wonder if it will do it with a paintbrush instead of my finger, because I get it more on my finger than I do on the leaves. So I'll try this. So you brush it down in the direction the leaves are made, like down those stems. That's working out better. So do it in a fan shape and follow along. And you don't want to do too much on there. It's a bit of, you don't want to, just to give a little bit of a highlight to those leaves. And I'm trying to see in the camera. Yeah, I don't know if it picks up on the camera or not, but you can see it depends on the light, doesn't it? What you can see is the wet shimmer. Anyway, hopefully you'll be able to see it, because I can't see it. Maybe later when I'm editing the video, it might pop up there. So to finish this off, I'm going to get some plastic sheeting, close my paints. The other thing I showed you but I didn't use them, the metallic paints, you could dab them, you know, you've got plenty of colors in there, you could dab them over your leaves as well, as I did show you on these ones. I painted these first and then I dabbed a contrast or a color that went with the paint on top in the pearlescent or what do you call that stuff? Anyway, whatever that the pearl paints. I can't think of what the other ones, what they're called, the other name. Oh dear, I think it's that time of day. I think I need a coffee. So let's get this done and then we can all go off and have a coffee. And gotta remember what I'm doing. So I'm going to sprinkle some gold and black on here. Oh, that worked out a lot better than I thought. The next thing will be some black paint. Okay. Don't want the splotches to be too big. It's either this or paint the background, and I decided to do the swatches so it's easier to do. So there's the little page. As I said, I'm going to use that like I did in the other one. There we go. So I just wanted you to see that can turn into that. That's my aim for this one, and of course you can use it on an envelope. I'll be doing those tutorials down the track. So the next tutorial coming up, we'll be doing this little envelope. So I'll be making the envelope, showing you how I make this envelope, and painting a little flowers or something on the front here. So for now, I'll let you all go and have that cup of coffee, because I know I desperately need one, and everyone have a happy crafty day and happy painting, and I'll see you all in the next video. Oops. Bye everyone.